Hey, buenos dias, ¿qué pasó, amigos? John's Moto Garage, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about what happened to the Dyna Lowrider S. Probably a few months back now, I released a video going over how I had decided to sell the motorcycle. But after I posted that video, I never really did another update, and I've had people asking me, what's the deal, what's the status on the Lowrider S? And so today we're going to go over that. Oh, one more shout out. If you guys are into the Harley stuff, the wheelies, the burnouts, all that kind of thing, check out the YouTube channel, Goon Rides. I'll put a link below in the description. Young dude, he's got a Yamaha Supermoto that he rips around, but he also hangs out with some Harley Dyna dudes, and I know he's aspiring to get a Dyna at some point. He's a young gun, puts some effort into the editing, does an awesome job, makes me look like an idiot out here with my editing, and overall great Harley content. So if you're into that, definitely go give him some support as well. Yeah, just talk a little bit about the Dyna Lowrider S here. Also, huge shout out again to Rebel Reaper. I've had these gloves for a while now. They're still holding up awesome, to be honest. I'm surprised I don't have holes all over the place. Between the abuse they go through with the DRZ, the Grom, the Dyna, all these other bikes, they've been holding up pretty awesome so far. So again, big shout out to Rebel Reaper for sending these out. I gotta say shout out to my bro David down in Tucson. Came up. He's thinking about starting a channel, so we were kind of tossing ideas around. We went to get lunch. On the way back, we rolled by the Dixon store. I didn't even know Dixon was here in Arizona, but he hooked it up, and he got me this pretty rad Dixon flannel. It's a Freddy Krueger special Halloween edition. So I gotta say, I'm pretty stoked. This is the first time I've ever had a Dixon shirt, and I think I'm officially a Dyna bro, aside from the lack of skill. But everywhere else, I pretty much hit the mark. So yeah, big shout out. Thanks again, David, for that. All right, without further preamble, let's jump on the bike and let's talk Lowrider S. What the heck happened to the motorcycle? So I bought the Dyna Lowrider S to keep doing the Harley Wheelie Stuff wannabe stuff. The problem is, after I bought the bike, I realized just how nice of a bike it was and how much money I had tied up in it. I couldn't bring myself to ever go out and actually session it and ride it and abuse it like that. And so I had a blast on it, and I went back and forth for months. I really didn't want to sell it because it is still pretty much my dream Dyna setup. But it came down to the point where I was like, you know, I just can't justify having the money tied up in it and not being able to ride it the way I would like to ride it. With that being the case, I basically decided to sell the motorcycle. Now, I paid $18,500 for that bike. I dropped a lot of money into it, and that's pretty much the market rate. If you know the market on those bikes, that's more or less what they're going for. One, with the upgrades that it had, you know, it's hard to find those, but it is a very niche market, so I didn't expect the bike to sell quickly. Surprisingly, I actually had a lot of people hitting me up about it once I posted it, and I did end up having a dude hit me up. He was interested. We went back and forth. I even sent him a video of the bike and all that stuff, and long story short, he flew out from California and purchased the motorcycle. So the Lowrider S is officially no longer present in the garage at John's Moto Garage. However, I won't say it's no longer part of John's Moto Garage, because it definitely lives on in the memories, no doubt about that. But that's basically what happened with the Lowrider S. She's been sold, and went to a really cool dude, really good home, somebody who I think appreciates all that the bike, you know, was built up to be. Yeah, after picking up the bike, I know he went to the Grand Canyon and a few other places. So the Lowrider S has seen some beautiful sights, no doubt about that. So my overall thoughts on the Lowrider S after having owned it and ridden it, it's still night and day difference. The 103 or the 96 versus that 110 and the Lowrider S, it's just like a whole nother caliber motorcycle. That thing was a complete monster. That bike in particular was performance built, had everything from the shocks to the front motor mounts to the upgraded pistons and cams, the exhaust, just everything about that bike was pretty gnarly, no doubt about it. It was a rocket for sure. both a performance and style oriented build. So it was definitely sad to see the bike go, but again, for me, I want to go out and ride the bikes, and that was one that I just didn't feel comfortable going out and riding it the way I want to ride it. It was just too nice a bike, man. Too nice a bike. I was gonna, if I went out and rode that thing like I ride this, I guarantee I would have looped it or just completely destroyed it, and I didn't want to do that on such a beautiful rare motorcycle. But we still got the Dyna. I plan to hang on to this one for the time being, because I still want to dial in the wheelie stuff on the Harleys, and this one, you know, I can afford to beat up a little bit more, really just ride it the way I want to. This is more in line with that. You guys, short and sweet video. That's what happened to the Lowrider S. I'll drop another video at some point in the future going over how much I made and or lost on that overall deal. Like and subscribe if you dig the content. You can hit me up on Instagram, John's Moto Garage, and of course, big shout out to the patrons. You can support the channel that way as well. Any and all support is much appreciated. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Adios. Nos vemos.